Hello all you wonderful, beautiful, and craptastic people. CraptasticJack here today. I kind of want to do a live commentary on what I think the next Need for Speed game, Need for Speed 2015 as it is called right now, should include and some suggestions to Ghost Games. I feel as doing a live when I do a live com, I can never I stutter a lot, so please excuse any stuttering. But a live com, I feel it's easier to do a live com on my thoughts about Need for Speed 2015. And yeah, so without further interruptions, we shall begin. If we didn't begin, then this would, yeah, whatever. But yeah, now Ghost Games. I have a love and hate relationship with Ghost Games. Need for Speed Rivals was probably one of the trashiest Need for Speed games ever made, and I'm my fingers down on my table. But at the same time, there's so much detail in the game, and by that I mean the road textures. Everything looks pretty. The graphics are great. Frostbite 3 is a good engine for graphics, not gameplay-wise though. I would say don't use Frostbite for the next Need for Speed game. Hell, Frostbite is not a good engine for a Need for Speed game. The Run got lucky and pulled off a pretty good racing game with that. I like the Run. Lots of people like the Run. But, Rivals, Frostbite's not a good engine for racing games. That's more of a first-person shooter engine. That's like using the Call of Duty engine to play Battlefield. What the hell am I saying? The Call of Duty engine to play Need for Speed. Or the Crew, or whatever. But I digress. Use a different engine, please. Criterion's engine's pretty good. It has good graphics, and the gameplay's better on there. I feel the gameplay is better in Criterion games than it is in Ghost Games. Only Need for Speed game. But, again, I hit my pop filter. But, yeah. But, anyway, moving on. What was I gonna say? One last thing. Oh, yeah. For Rivals, it's so glitchy, but that's because of Frostbite 3 and the lack of time Rivals was given by Ghost Games. Ghost Games didn't have as much time as they needed, obviously, to make a Need for Speed game. It literally took them only 6 months. But they probably needed more. And I know they know they needed more. And it's EA's fault for not giving them time. But it looks like EA finally, yeah, yay! And they're having another year to make the next Need for Speed game, which is amazing, and I know Ghost Games can pull this off. Rivals was kind of their test subject, really, and I said before, you can see the quality in the game. It's just not executed good. It's not executed well, but I can see that what they were trying to achieve, and I can see that if they had more time, they could have made Rivals a pretty damn good game. And I know lots of people may disagree with that, but still. Rivals is a good game, in theory, on paper, but its execution is not that great. And plus, all the bugs and shit like that also dampers it, especially on PC. And Need for Speed games haven't really known to be bad on PC. Okay, they have in 2006, and 2007, 2008, and yeah. But other than that, they've actually had a pretty good, thing with PC gamers. But yeah, I digress though. What else? Now, these are the things, more things that they really need to improve on in the next Need for Speed game. Alright, let's say you're playing a racing game, and I'm clapping my hands as I'm saying this. Let's say you're playing a racing game. What do you want to do in that racing game? Do you just want to drive around? You want to race? Or you want to play online? You want to search, collect anything? Like, search for unlockables? Well, the Crew has you covered in almost all those aspects, if not all. Need for Speed, however, has usually every year focused on like one aspect or two. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 being finding cars and racing them, Rivals being Rivals, Hot Pursuit basically being intense high-speed chases with cop cars that the local counties will not even can afford to buy with all the taxpayer money. No. And Underground being the underground tuner scene. But every Need for Speed sub-series kind of had its own thing. Like, Need for Speed Hot Pursuits were not like Undergrounds, and Undergrounds were not like Most Wanteds, and Most Wanteds were not like But yeah, I think you can see where I'm getting. The sub-series of the Need for Speed games, as I like to call them, are always different, and that's what makes them unique. There may be Hot Pursuit fans who don't like underground games, or underground gamers who do not like Hot Pursuit players. Games, not players. But overall, the series has been kind of pretty good. But, however, I had to swallow something. But, however, the series has had its ups. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Ups and downs, alright? And Rivals was on its downs, but I feel if the right amount of time is taken and Ghost Studios knows what they're doing, Need for Speed 2015 will probably be the best Need for Speed game since Hot Pursuit, or what's that game called? Carbon. There we go. Yay! And hopefully it's not another shit like Undercover or Rivals. I gotta take a sip of my iced tea because I'm thirsty. But whatever. So they should get a lot more time. Now, car selection. What should the game have? What kind of cars should it have? The cars, however, it should be in all range, not just exotics. Should be a good mixture of exotics, muscles, tuners, and other planes, boats. Not really, but thing is, in the next Need for Speed game, you should have a good mix with you having the ability to go and having the ability to go and customize it to your liking and making it your own car, not just a stock. Even though I said bad things about customization in the past, but whatever. Customization is really good. They should really add that. That will add a lot more value to the game because it gives the player a lot more to do. Yeah. But also make it fun. Like Hot Pursuit or The Runner, Most Wanted 2012. Those games were fun. I found those games so fun. So add a fun factor to it. Even parts of Rivals I found fun. So have a good fun factor as well, and balancing customization and stuff like that. And add a currency system. Not speed points, not unlocking cars for free. Like, have real money, or have a currency thing that allows you to win races, escape from police, get money. Not the way in Rivals, where you turn or drift and you get like 300 speed points. No. You should only get money in the game for winning races and escaping cops. Well, actually, they should have two things. There should be a reputation meter and a money meter. I'm just gonna call it the money meter. The money you get from winning races, and the reputation you get from escaping the cops, and you need both to succeed in the game. I feel that works kind of out, because that way you require to have high-speed chases and win races. So it's not like police chases are just there to get in the way. They're actually there because they're part of the storyline. Oh, not storyline, part of the game. But yeah, they should really add that in. Not speed point. What the hell am I talking about again? This is what happens when I do live comms, so bear with me. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Storyline. This is a bit iffy and it's kind of on a couple parties, but personally I think there should be a storyline, but not overdo it. Like The Crew. The storyline's there, it's just something to do, and then after that you can do whatever the hell you damn please in the game. So I feel that there should be a storyline, but not have it like The Crew. Have it like The Crew where it's kind of there, but after you complete it, you can do whatever the hell you want. Make your own stories, make your own like adventures and stuff like that. That's what I do in Grand Theft Auto all the time. Grand Theft Auto 4 and PC with mods. I make my own experiences. I make my own stories in that, and it's fun as hell. Grand Theft Auto 5. I spend so much time playing that game for almost a year now. In a couple days, it's gonna be 1 year since it released. I still play that game a lot. And I make my own stories and stuff like that, and it's awesome, and that adds a lot more fun factor to me. So having the option to have your own adventure and stuff like that, not just following a storyline throughout the entire game, and after the storyline there's nothing really to do. No, add it like say Most Wanted 2012. After you beat the 10 people, which would take like 3 hours or something, you can do whatever you damn please. And I played that game for 5 months. every day for 5 months after the game released. That's how much fun I had, because I was allowed to do whatever the hell I damn pleased, and with no like storyline or anything like that. And I find a racing game like that more fun. Like after Driver San Francisco, here's a good example. The storyline there was epic, but the game was focused mainly on the storyline. Whereas when the storyline was over, there really wasn't much to do. I mean, you could do kind of like these challenges and stuff like that, but I just got bored pretty quickly because the storyline was great. But after that, I just didn't find it as fun. I don't know why, but yeah. So but the crew looks like when you're done with the storyline, there's gonna be an ass load of stuff to do. And the game in the trailers doesn't even focus on the storyline. Like, if all you did was follow the crew with trailers, you just watched the trailers, didn't like get any inside information or anything like that, you would think the game wouldn't have a storyline, because they don't tell you about it in the trailers. They don't talk about it like that, because the storyline's just kind of there. I mean, the cinemas, what the hell's good? The cutscenes in the crew look amazing, like they did in Driver San Francisco. They look awesome and they blend in real easily. So with the real game, but they're also really good at the same time. That's what I love about it. Another thing I like is how the driver and the crew looks like Gordon Freeman, but really. Oh, speaking of characters, the Need for Speed back 2002 Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 released, and it came out on the PlayStation 2 version. You could change the driver of your car. Little known fact. Okay, not little known fact, but lots of people don't know this. In the options, you could choose if your driver wanted to be a male or female. I don't know. I just found that pretty cool for 2002, as it's just a cool thing to have. I mean, more games should have this, as more and more female gamers are coming into the gaming market, and gaming is becoming mainstream as a whole. And I went on the crew forums the other day, and I saw this female this girl on there who asked if you would be able to change your character, like in Test Drive Unlimited 2, to a female. And I think you should have the option to do that, because, well, lots of people are joining in the games, and I find it quite I would find it quite odd if I was playing a racing game and all of a sudden I'm only available to have a female. And females probably feel the same way when they're forced to be a male character. Now, if you can have that option to choose, then you would avoid that. Or you could go like what kind of like Most Wanted and Rivals did, is where it's just the guy in a racing suit with a helmet, so it could be either. I gotta do that, but it would also add more value if you could customize your own character, like in Test Drive Unlimited 2. That would be pretty cool, and in Test Drive Unlimited 1. I like that feature. And I think it'd be really good in the crew and in Need for Speed. So it would be pretty cool to be able to do that in Need for Speed for like the first time, be able to create your own character. So yeah, I really think they should add an option like that in, just to add more value to the game and to be able to like personalize your game experience. Or you could do if the game's moddable, the recent Need for Speeds really haven't, you can mod your game with whatever on PC, but whatever. I digress. Take another sip of my iced tea. Alright. Another topic I want to go over is soundtrack. Now, the soundtracks in the Rivals and Most Wanted 2012 I majorly disliked. I mean, there were a few good songs in Rivals and in Most Wanted, but overall it's just dubstep crap and chaff music, for me at least. In my opinion, I do not like it. The last really good soundtrack was The Run, and where The Run shines in the soundtrack is all the metal and rock in it, and I'm a metalhead, I'll admit it. If you don't like metal music, that's fine, but I just feel that racing is better. It just suited better, in my opinion, with metal and rock music for me. And I talk with a lot of people, and they say otherwise, and that's fine, but the game should have a good mixture of rap music, rock music, and other music. Now, going back in time to Need for Speed 2005, Most Wanted 2005, the game had a really good mix of rap and metal music, and that was probably one of the best soundtracks in any Need for Speed game. Same with Underground and Underground 2. Carbon was just dubstep crap. I didn't care for that soundtrack, but yeah, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010 had a really good soundtrack as well. But I feel as there should be a lot more rock music and alternative music. But if you like the dubstep and rap music and stuff like that, I don't like rap at all. If I'm forced to listen to rap or die, I'd rather die. But whatever. I digress. But there should be a good mix of rap music everyone would like. I'm not saying have a huge ass list of songs. I'm just saying as my computer went to turn its monitor off as I'm still recording. But I'm just saying have a good list of a variety of music. Like have a few rock songs, have a good few rock songs, have a good few metal songs, have a good few rap songs, have a good few other songs. Like the rap in Grand Theft Auto 5 is probably the only rap I will listen to, because the rap in that game is good. I like the rap music in that game. The rock music in that game is as well, really good as well. Metal, same. Country music. In that game, before I played that game, I've never ever been a fan of country music. As I slam my keyboard, I have despised country music, and then I listened to the country music in that game, and all of a sudden, almost all of the country songs in that game are on my iPod's list. But yeah, country music doesn't go well with racing, by the way. But I digress. That saying how a good mixture can cause a lot of great songs. Like the Hot Pursuit 2 soundtrack is probably my favorite. Wait, no, Underground is. Never mind. What am I saying? But Hot Pursuit 2 soundtrack was really good. And it had some, not really dubstep, but it's the pop, rap, rock, whatever. But I digress. So really, EA should, Ghost Games should take a good glance, play some of the older Need for Speed games, listen to their soundtrack, and compile a great list of songs that they can use in the next Need for Speed game, because that would be pretty good, and it would add a lot more value. Instead of me having Pandora in the background or Spotify in the background as I'm playing my game, I could actually just having the ability to play your own music. This is something Rivals had. This is something on the console versions that Need for Speed has had, but the irony on PC is it didn't. But, of course, on PC you can have Spotify in the background and play, which I do. But still, on all platforms this would be a great idea to add your own custom songs into the game. That would be pretty cool. I would love to see that. And I'm going to touch on a few more subjects and then, yeah. Alright, so, the next topic I want to I don't even know what the hell I'm saying anymore, no. The next subject I want to tackle is the online. Now, I am not a huge fan of Rivals Online. I mean, if there was a fan base for the online portion of Rivals, it's probably 2 members strong at the most. Because when last time I played online, I went on to try it out. Some guy with an ESF, that electrical thing, just starts ramming me for no reason, so yeah, and it wasn't a cop, it was an actual racer, and I was a racer at the same time, but whatever. I don't play online on Rivals, I play on offline single player, and yeah. And the seamless idea, I am not a fan of seamless multiplayer. I mean, the crew looks like they execute it. Well, it really depends on how you execute it. The crew is a good example of how you do execute it. Rivals is not, of course. So, with Rivals, the seamless multiplayer is obviously broken to the point where you can't, and let me repeat, can't even pause the game. That's sad. In the crew, there's seamless multiplayer, but if you're not playing with anyone, you're just playing by yourself, you can pause the game. Well, if you're in an event and you need to pause the game, and the event you're all by yourself, you can pause the game, and the game will actually pause. That is how seamless multiplayer should be done. And then, of course, if the crew you want to be a loner, you can just drive by yourself. Like, I like to be a loner. Sometimes I just like to drive by myself without a bunch of asshats trying to ram me off the road for no reason, but you know how people are. Now, the multiplayer aspect of the game, the last good Need for Speed multiplayer that I played faithfully was the Runs multiplayer, because that was probably the best multiplayer. Actually, no, the best Need for Speed multiplayer for me would have to be Hot Pursuit 2010. Run comes second. The Run comes second, because that was great as well. Yeah, I like the lobby system better than the, seamless multiplayer. But the thing is, you can't really do lobby-based race like games like that for open world games. Most Wanted tried kinda with like lists and stuff like that, but the Most Wanted's multiplayer is horrible as well. I'm talking about Most Wanted 2012 there. But seamless multiplayer, I really think that they should try again, but take notes from the crew, because if they can do what the crew is doing with their seamless multiplayer, then they're golden. That is I'll probably play a lot more and try to reduce the amount of ways trolls can do stuff to you. But hell, even the crew suffers from that. But yeah. Now, next thing I want to tackle there. Alright, is DLC. Now, DLC, should we really be talking about this? The game hasn't even been announced yet. I think we should, because you know how EA is with DLC. What should be for DLC for me? DLC, I want the full game. I don't want itty bitty bits coming out as DLC. No, I don't want that. For DLC, I want like map adjustments, like new stuff, like how GTA 5. Well, GTA 5's DLC stuff that was taken from the game, but it was taken from the game because of like I'm pretty sure restrictions and stuff like that at launch. I don't know, but then it kept getting added in for free every month. So yeah, because the files for the guns were found in the thing before the game even launched. But whatever. The thing is, with DLC, we should get more free. Something with Rivals DLC that they done right was add free DLC. They added 2 free DLC cars, but that's it. DLC in Rivals was a sham. For the next Need for Speed game, I feel they should add new tracks, new races, and cars, or have the ability to have a race editor or a that would be pretty cool. Have a race editor and a car editor, like you can make your own kind of like cars and stuff like that. That would actually be pretty cool. But back on the topic of DLC, I really think they should try their best not to rip us off, because we will know, us racing game YouTubers will know and we will tell you guys if the DLC in a game is not worth it, even if it's for the crew. But I have a feeling the crew, well, that's Ubisoft. It won't be Ivory Tower. Whatever. We will tell you if DLC is good or not. But I just got Skype messages, so hold up. So yeah, DLC, don't rip us off. Alright, now that was kind of towards EA, not Ghost Games, but a few more things for Ghost Games. Not that. Let me take a sip of my iced tea quick. Okay, so what else should I talk about? If there's a cop mode, cop mode. I think there should, but it really depends what game they're making. If they're making a new Underground game, I don't really think they need a cop mode. If they're making a new Hot Pursuit-ish game, then yeah, they kind of need it. But with an Underground game, I wouldn't have a beat a cop mode. In an Underground game, I wouldn't have really the cops be a big part of the game. Like, even though I said before, you kind of need cops to rank up, but they should be there, but they really shouldn't be a big part of the storyline if they're making an Underground game, because the Underground games never had cops to begin with. And if they're going to add cops, which I think they should, have it as they're not really in there, and they only really chase you if you aggravate them. Like in Carbon. The cops in Carbon weren't like in there, but still, kind of, it would be really cool to have them, just for the people who like to have cops. And for the people like straight up Hippo, he doesn't really like cops being in the racing games, but for him, like, have the option, not the option, but like, have them as they're not really in the way, kind of, basically. And like, he likes to just explore the map with no cops and stuff like that, which I can see where he's coming from. But have cops, but not really have them in the way. And if you see a cop on the road, you can like be able to easily avoid them until they despawn, and then come back and go wherever you want. And they only appear every so often. So I would have cops, just not really big, like, stuff. Like, they could have helicopter spec-ships, all like that. Like, if you aggravate them, then yeah, they can easily come after you. But if you don't want to, like have car chases, then you don't really need to have them. Like, they may appear in races every once in a while, but they really should not be that hard to escape if they're going for an underground type game, as I was saying before, the underground games never really had cops. But if they're making a Hot Pursuit game or any other kind of racing game from the older Need for Speed, another Need for Speed game, then yeah, have cops, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But not like the cops in Rivals, because those cops are obviously more criminal than those cops are criminally insane. I'll say that. And the cops in Most Wanted are too easy. Most Wanted 2012. Alright, last thing I want to say is, bring back split screen multiplayer. They probably won't, but, and one more thing I want to say is, I forgot, but I'm going to, yeah. So, yeah, I forgot what I wanted to say, so I'm going to pause the thing here and think of what I want to say. Last thing I want to talk about is the map size. The map size should be big. I mean, with an underground game, the underground games took place in inner cities, with, like, at night. I think for the next underground game, it should take place in the city, but have surrounding countrysides where you could, like, go, like, really straight and curvy roads, where you could go and race 200 miles per hour if you want to, and at the same time, you could go into the city and do stuff in city racing type stuff like that. So, yeah, I think they should do that, because the map can be city-ish and country-ish at the same time, like Rockport was. So yeah, they really should do that, because that would actually be pretty cool. Have the nighttime tuner scene, and also have the exotics racing through the countryside scene, if there is such a thing. But yeah, I think they really should do that, because it would add a lot more value. Because if you're tired of like drifting through the streets or stuff like that, you can go into a supercar, change into your supercar, and drive really fast down a country road in the middle of the country. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. Voice crack there, but whatever. That would be really cool, and I would like to see an edition like that in the future. Anyway, guys, that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching this 27-minute video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good one.